visually. So Myra Parata and I, a good colleague of mine that lives in Ohio, we many years ago started thinking about what was kind of common across the lifespan as we thought about social emotional health and well-being, what was sort of holding us all together by glue. And so what we came up with were these 32 attributes. And so we started calling them attributes because we're academics, and it's like, well, what the heck's an attribute? Who'd want one? Then we said, oh, they're superpowers. And it's like, well, I want a superpower. You know, would you like to come to a keynote that says, let's find out which of your human attributes you have? And you're like, I'm a human, I have them all. Versus, what's my superpower? I'm curious. Now, what's really interesting is your friends already know your superpower. But you're kind of blind to it. Now, some of you that don't have very much sharp music, you know your superpower. Oh, you're like, oh, step aside, sister. I know my superpowers. That means you don't have a lot of sharp music. Those of us who have a lot of sharp music, we didn't know that we had a superpower. We're like, I know other people do, but I couldn't get one. Okay? So we're going to explore it and find it, embrace it, and then we're going to talk about how do we take that superpower. If you want to wear a cape, I don't have one to give you, but you can pretend your orange bag is your cape, right? And when you go out into the world, you're going to bring that superpower forward, uplift it, bring it out. Don't hide it, don't be blind to it, but use it for good. So the reason you'll first need it is back to what we said this morning at the keynote, which was, what do you have control over? So you all have complex families. Some of you are like, I've never had this complex of a caseload. Some of you are like, I don't know what's happening, what's in the water, right? So you have many opportunities to use your superpowers in your personal life, in your professional life, and just even driving or flying home tonight. I have to remember that. So what you have control over as you begin and continue to explore that, when you're struggling with, well, I want to bang my head because I'm an advocate and I want change and I want to be part of the resistance and I want it to be different and I want us to all love each other and sing kumbaya. Well, it always doesn't go that way, right? And so even if you really, really wish for it, sometimes things go a different journey. So how do you still hold on to that superpower and bring it forward and have influence and then ultimately control? These are my friends Casey and Connor. They are twins with Down syndrome, which is a 1 in a million births of the kids that they both have Down syndrome. But I actually know 2 sets of twins that both have, so I don't know what the odds of that are. So a set in Des Moines and a set in Akron, but this was their Halloween costume, and I just thought they were super cute human things. So we're just like, hey. So Myra and I made these 32. So if you need and can, take a picture of it because you're going to need it again in a minute. This is one of those things that was a handout. And I'll show it to you in a couple of different ways. These are the 32 attributes. If you are still on your mobile device or on your phone, you can go to the landing page, and it's called the Essence Glossary. So if you're looking for the superpowers, you're like, hey, I'm on the landing page, look for the Essence Glossary. You're welcome to take a picture of it as well, so that when we get into the activity, you have some good visual support. So these are 32 things, and unlike the values that we looked at this morning, we tried to stay away from things that maybe felt spiritual or felt judgmental or felt like an emotion. There's some crossover. Sometimes people will think of these as values. Sometimes people will think of these as emotions. But we tried to kind of narrow it down, pulling from resonant leadership, appreciative inquiry, positive psychology, this research that's emerging as we look at brain scans of even adults. When do adults light up? When do adults become open to ideas and open to change? And so when we work from a place of strength, that's one of those triggers. So we've always been strength-based and maybe not known that by doing that, we're actually creating opportunities for openness and for compassion and for change. So Myra and I came up with these 32 attributes. Sometimes I call them the real common core. So if you follow me, often you might see me do hashtag the real common core. The reason is because I play this little game with Twitter. I don't like the common core, but they have it programmed on their end that anytime you say the common core, they retweet it automatically. So if you say, I don't like the Common Core, they retweet it. This is fun. So I play this little game with, I don't know. I know I need a life, okay? That's secondary. But so as a play on the words, we often use hashtag the real Common Core, meaning it's the core of who we are. It's our human essence. It's what makes us all the same, no matter if I'm in Ohio or not, right? It's all the same. We are all humans, we are all struggling, we are all trying to find our way through hope and compassion. So, Myra and I made this glossary, and your task to find your superpowers is a couple of steps. None of them are hard. The first one, and I'll put the glossary up so that you can resonate maybe with the definition and not just the words, but your task is going to be to pick, let's see if I can show all of these at once. If it's too small, almost. Okay. That might be not even helpful, so I'll go back to the other one. If you're online, this is on the landing page, this is the one you'll see. It's actually a glossary, so each of the words has a little definition. But nobody can read that, and it doesn't matter because we're just picking the words. So we'll go back to the one that's a little bit bigger. Your task is to pick 8. Earlier we picked 5 values. 5 to 8, it doesn't really matter, but this one, it helps if you do 8, okay? So look at the list, here they are, and pick 8. Now, how do you pick them? I don't know, like you like the word, you think you're good at it, you wish you were that. No, everybody tells you you're that. It's really what resonates with you. If you want to pick more, totally fine, but the way the formula goes, it works best if you just pick 8.